Today we're taking Fireball Rocket Loons into Legends League today, and I'm just gonna spoil it a bit. Really good day today. So first off, we get one of these double invis bases that I don't think anyone has seen in the past 2 decades. I'm kind of considering fireballing the Revenge Tower in the core because it gets like half of the base with that, which is pretty awesome. But I decided just to play it by the book and opt for fireballing one of these invis compartments over here. Drop a test loon just to see if there's any Teslas nearby. There aren't, and I just dropped an instant fireball. Starting off pretty smooth right now. I didn't necessarily think about the flame flinger, so I'm just quickly trying to look for any value. And I kind of start scheming up here, being like, maybe I can set the flame flinger onto the archer tower, and then it'll trigger the invis tower, and then it'll redirect onto the wizard tower. But yeah, that's just not happening, unfortunately. Wizard tower is just closer. I don't know why I thought that would be a thing. But I mean, just a single wizard tower, and I mean, there's probably a guarantee that it's gonna trigger the invis tower, so I guess it's fine by me. I'm actually gonna start the hero dive any second, because nothing about the warden or the flame flinger would impact anything about my hero dive, so whenever that's the case, I just opt to start the hero dive pretty early just to try to fend off any time fails. Everything's going alright so far. Yeah, unfortunately, flame flinger does pop, and I mean, it does trigger the invis tower, takes down the archer tower too, so I guess it's the value didn't totally go to waste. Really good king ability. I think I triggered it near one of the air defenses up there, and I was able to open up the revenge tower compartment, which was pretty good. I was feeling pretty confident, so I tossed my minion prince over here. Admittedly a bit early. I probably should have waited till the revenge tower locked onto my heroes, and in a moment here you're actually going to see something I definitely should not have overlooked. Oh, what the heck, that's a single inferno and my minion prince is dead. It was in a moment of panic. I just tossed the invis because I guess I saw the minion prince like hanging around, so I thought I could save him, but yeah, I was definitely a bit too late for that. F1 should not hire me ever. I figure everything's actually dead and it's looking a bit sketchy, so I invest a lot into getting my queen to take out that revenge tower. Maybe I should have spent another invis on the queen, but I realistically needed to save the last spells for that single inferno. Dude, you never see single infernos these days, so I've just gotten used to not bothering checking the infernos because I'm just so used to everything being multi-infernos. I remember like back in the day when single infernos were still kind of meta, that would be the first thing I would check on every base, which is where are all the single infernos and when would I have to, and what spells would I have to save for dealing with them, because they are the most spell intensive defense, or maybe aside from like the revenge tower, but yeah, they definitely require a spell. And because I let my minion prince go to waste, we unfortunately start the day off with a time fail. I mean, 32 cups, I'll still take it, but time fail nonetheless. Next up, we unfortunately get this wretched double rage box base that just always seems to give me problems. Fortunately for me, this has a variation of the wizard towers next to the clan castle, and I've actually discovered that if you fireball that thing, the entire base is a lot more doable because you get both the clan castle, a wizard tower, and the monolith. The monolith is probably the biggest roadblock on this base because it always seems to take down the king just really early on and kind of waste the earthquake boots and spiky ball. I'm always trying new things with this base, so I opt to rocket loon snipe one of the expos down there, and hopefully it'll let my flame flinger get some more value out of that section. I find that it's a good time to launch the fireball, just an ice block, 1-2 invises, and yep, take down a huge portion of the base. I'll let my warden just walk for a bit more so he can take down that archer tower, and yep, just take him out of there because I don't want to risk anything with a long shot. Just gonna let my warden chill for a moment because I want the flame flinger to take out the archer tower up there so I can really guarantee the funnel for my heroes to get towards that air sweeper up there and take out the town hall. Just gonna pop a baby dragon just to speed up the funnel. And yeah, unfortunately my plans of sniping out the Rocket Loon or sniping out the Expo didn't necessarily pay off. Now I'm gonna send in my hero dive up here. My goal is to try to get the king snug on the left wizard tower, because if he lands himself there and pop the king ability, it actually opens up both walls, which helps the heroes get into the base. And I have tried approaching directly from the top side, but I find the issue is that the heroes will actually path towards the top, or like the right and the top, and it'll just let the long shots snipe the heroes for an indefinite amount of time. So I like that approach a lot better. Invis the Warden, because yeah, king's kind of a pain in the butt right now. Just send in the minion prince to slow down the revenge tower. And this infamous base is crushed, and I stand to live another day. And what do you know it, I get the same base again, but flipped. It kind of looks like the wizard towers are swapped with the scatter shots, and the revenge tower seems to also be swapped with the monolith. I think most people would be really happy getting the same exact base that they just tripled before, but this base is like my kryptonite, and I'm honestly crapping bricks whenever I see this thing, so my nerves are not quelled whatsoever. I decided to go for like the same fireball, just gonna fireball the scatter shot to take down the revenge tower, the clan castle, and all the other goodies around it. And yeah, I learned my lesson from the previous attack that Rocket Loon sniping one of the expos is not worth it, so I decided to toss my flame flinger up here. I think it's gonna get the ricochet cannon and hopefully that fire spitter over there. Gonna be extra careful with my warden. A bit of a premature ice spell, but I'm not taking any chances with this base, man. I'm trying to take down the expo because I want to have like a really efficient fireball setup. I'm gonna take down the fire spitter first, and then yeah, unfortunately the expo just doesn't go down, but I'm gotta do what you gotta do. Toss two invises and take out a pretty good chunk of the base. Oh, never mind, I missed the freaking revenge tower. Even though I was crapping bricks beforehand, my pants are now completely brown, but I'm just gonna send in my hero dive and hope for the best. I tried to Rocket Loon snipe that one expo over there because I just really want to guarantee that the king heads towards this revenge tower compartment. Giga Bomb unfortunately knocks him a bit back, but I know that this revenge tower is a bit low, so I do prematurely pop the king ability just to try to guarantee that the revenge tower goes down, and because of that those walls aren't necessarily opened up. But out of the corner of my eye I noticed that the warden was about to head into the multi-gear, so I just tossed down a preemptive rage just to guarantee that he doesn't get cooked while I'm not looking at him. Toss the minion, I hope you guys didn't notice those two voice cracks over there. Toss the minion prince and his dark orb just to slow everything down. Unfortunately he gets caught up on the Duke, which is really pissing me off, so I just pop a impromptu invis spell just to guarantee that he takes on the monolith. And yeah, we go 2 for 2 on this one. Next up we get this somewhat dated, I think it's an anti-meteor golem base, but it is a bit tweaked. Immediately I see that fireball on that revenge tower would be pretty juicy, so I set my eyes on that. And this one is a bit tweaked. I think usually where those air defenses are, the ricochet cannons are there, but because they are removed, that usual spot isn't as enticing. So I'm trying to look for some flame flinger value down there while I set up the warden up here. He's a bit safe, so I know I have some time to do so. I was initially thinking of like sniping out one of the expos and then trying just to let my flame flinger go to town on that entire section down there, but I decided that's probably too risky and I just opt for taking out the archer tower and the wizard tower over there. Snipe out those archer towers just to try and help set up my fireball. And unfortunately I do psych myself out here because I do place the ice block just a bit early. But luckily everything works out and I'm able to toss the fireball onto the revenge tower and just take out everything over there. Unfortunately, I just had to miss the ricochet cannons in order to take out the clan castle, so just send some rocket loons to guarantee the right one gets taken down. Do a quick emergency freeze on the minion prince just in the nick of time. And this is one of my favorite things to do. If I see that the warden is bound to head onto some heroes, I like to place the furnaces somewhat closer together. Usually that means that they aren't as efficient in taking out buildings, and they will oftentimes target the same building, leading to a bit of a slower warden walk. But because they are so close together, that means that they have a higher chance of latching onto a hero and just drip feeding into the hero and constantly distracting them, letting my warden just snipe them off from a distance. Honestly, I should have poisoned the furnace because I did do a partial pull on it, but I was honestly just a bit too stubborn to use it. I was like, maybe I'll just use it on another hero at some point. The funnel with the flame flinger was really good actually, and I just landed my king in the most perfect spot possible. Yep, he gets latched with a long shot, and I do a really good king ability, opening up basically most of the base for the queen. And all that's left to do is just toss down the minion prince ability at some side of the base to help support the heroes. And I opted to toss him at the top because I saw that the queen was, headed towards the bottom, and if I just rage her up and invis her at some point, she's able to take out all those goodies down there. And I needed another hero to take out the top compartment, so it all worked out and we land ourselves another triple. And next up, we land ourselves a really old base. This is one of those first bases that Itsu made when meteor golems were everything. And it is a bit modified, so I'm just trying to make sure I can do my usual flame flinger, which is just tossing it on the ricochet and the wizard tower over there. In case you guys haven't seen it, this new seasonal defense has like some insane range. And if that thing was max, I wouldn't have been able to toss a flame flinger over there, but luckily it's not upgraded too much and I'm able to use the flame flinger over there in a moment. There we go. And yeah, this side of the base turns out to be like completely trapped, which I did completely fall for. You see that, yeah, my furnaces are dead at this point. I think I lost a healer as well, but luckily I did spam enough COC loons to ensure that my healers and Sneezy wouldn't get taken down. And the good thing about the modifications to this base are that usually I have to spend some spells over here because that scatter shot is usually a ricochet cannon and I am forced to place a spell over there, plus that expo over there usually does reach the warden, so things do get a bit sketchy. Luckily things are a bit more spread out so that, yeah, spell investment is super minimal. Flame Finger's luckily doing work in setting up a pretty good funnel for my heroes. And once I take out this fire spitter, I should be good to place down the fireball. Gonna toss down the ice block. 1, 2. And Archer Tower was kind of sussing me out a bit, but yeah, luckily fireball goes directly into the core and just wipes it completely out. Gonna start the hero dive down here. Again, funnel with a flame flinger has been excellent. Toss down the baby dragon just to like extra guarantee that the king is going to be able to nudge himself against the walls and open up into the town hall. And I am keeping an eye out on my warden over here because usually I actually lose him over here because I stop paying attention to him because the king actually comes out of nowhere and takes me by surprise. This time I am ready for it, but oh, I lied. Warden goes down, and yeah, just redeploy the healers over here. But honestly, I've just done this base so many times that I honestly could afford to lose the warden. And really all that's left is just to place the minion prince just to slow down the monolith. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward from here, and we secure ourselves another triple. And unfortunately we get this damn base again for the third time in a row today. But by some divine intervention, again, there's defenses right next to the clan castle or the town hall, which I can just fireball and take out the revenge tower and clan castle, which I am going to do this time. Again, same thing as every other time, just toss the flame flinger over here. I'm going to take out the ricochet and the archer just for some standard value. Always keeping an eye out on the warden just in case things ever go awry, because the moment that rage tower pops, he goes down in 2 seconds and the raid is over. So yeah, just keeping out an extra eye on him. Gonna set up the fireball onto the scatter shot any moment, just trying to snipe out these Teslas because I want to be as efficient as possible. He gets into some sketchy water, save him just in time. 1, 2, 3. And I make sure to get that revenge tower. Awesome. Redeploy him over there as always. And I do the same thing as last time. Rocket Loon snipe the expo, place a baby dragon just to ensure the funnel. And I'm going to start the hero dive. Yep, there are the rocket loons. Unfortunately a Tesla pops up, but that should be fine. Yep, there we are. That Giga Bomb is still in the same place, but luckily because the revenge tower is not there, I could afford to delay the king ability in a bit. Yep, there we go. Now he actually opens up everything. I also save the rage for whenever we deploy the warden at the long range multi-gear, because whenever that multi-gear is paired up with another defense, it surprisingly does a good amount of work and the warden just dies without any support. Just do the usual minion prince and dark orb over here. Slow down the monolith, which is really crucial. Minion prince is starting to do work on the monolith, but unfortunately queen pulls him away from it. And come on man, there's just a sliver of health, come on. And yeah, luckily just use some rocket loons to snipe it down. Queens are still healthy. Giant still has his rage thing to go. Only thing that's left is the king. I'm trying to hold on to my headhunters for it. Unfortunately the king is kind of like in the range of the multi-inferno, so I don't think the headhunters are going to be doing much yet. They just go down instantly. And now I need to save this invis to save the warden. And I just gotta perfectly place it right on top so it doesn't also encapsulate the king. And oh, that's awesome. Fortunately, we get this base again. Only escaping by the skin of our teeth, but still, I'll take it, man. Next up, we get another pretty dated base. Usually I see people fireballing the build hut below the revenge tower to get the revenge tower, clan castle, and the multi-inferno, but I usually like to play a bit ballsier and actually invest all 4 of my invis spells to get the revenge tower, to get every single thing in that compartment. Usually I think the poison tower is also a rage tower. I don't know why they decided to change it, but yep, just start the warden dive from the bottom. Just gonna set the flame flinger over here because I think this is like the only place in the base that has any flame flinger value at all. It doesn't really contribute to the funnel for my heroes, but the warden plus a few spell investments should be able to set a nice enough funnel for my heroes to get into the town hall. Yeah, always keep an eye out on this corner over here because warden does unfortunately step into some heat, forced to use some spells over here. Usually I see people tossing a rage spell down here because it does provide ample enough healing to last him until like the multi-gear cannon. Plus it also speeds up the warden walk itself, which of course Fireball Rocket Loon is pretty prone to time issues. But because I am a townhall 17, I don't have the luxury of running 2 rage spells. So what I've come to learn for this base is, because it is mirrored, I usually recall the warden onto the top side, and up there I can just toss down the rage spell and just kind of forget about him. I think it is a bit suboptimal, but after I recall the warden, I kind of just want to focus on the hero dive and letting them power through that town hall compartment. Yep, just gonna set up the fireball over here. Again, invest all of my invis spells. That ricochet cannon over there was a bit sus. You might have seen me place down some panicked rocket loons to try to snipe it out, but luckily the warden was closer to the revenge tower. Just gonna start the hero dive over there. I don't like starting the hero dive directly on the corner because they're going to be taking heat from both fire spitters at the same time. I also place that ice golem out there to activate the poison tower as well as freeze up the heroes, so I can just drop the poison on top of them and let them start accruing the poison damage and slow down well before my heroes reach them. I toss the minion prince down here to take out these 2 defenses down here. I was hoping to save the Dark Orb for the top side of the base, but unfortunately he just takes a Seeking Air Mine to the face, and yeah, he just goes down. I'm hoping the minions can take down the monolith over there. Fortunately, they are able to take it out, but unfortunately they do pull the Warden, and yeah, he just goes into suicide mode and he goes down. It's looking a bit sketchy at this point. The queen's got to go through like 2 layers of walls, but luckily luckily Sneezy takes down the scatter shot, and there's no air defense up there to take out all the air troops up there. And yeah, bit sketchy. Queen does get quite low, but she has just enough health to take down everything, and we secure ourselves another nice triple. Lastly, we get this interesting double rage base. I think this is like a townhall 17 base, like a double rage anti-root rider base that's been pretty sloppily repurposed for townhall 18. I'm figuring I should probably fireball the bottom rage compartment because it's also going to snag me the revenge tower, which is pretty awesome. And I'm trying to think of some flame flinger value, and I opt for flame flingering up top to hopefully get the multi-archer tower and the ricochet cannon, and to maybe like set up a funnel for my heroes somewhat. Not the best value, but set it up nonetheless. And I'm looking over the rage section again, and I do realize that if I change the fireball from the rage tower onto the inferno tower, I actually snag myself the clan castle as well. But because it is a rage section, sometimes I run the risk of boogers flying ahead and somewhat prematurely triggering the rage tower, which does lead to the warden entering some pretty dicey territory. So I tell myself that, yeah, I'm gonna try to go for the inferno tower, but if things ever get dicey, I'll just, settle for the rage tower. Usually these bases have Teslas on the outside, I guess, to try to bait any RC charges, so yeah, just send some Rocket Loons to snipe out the mortar and whatever Teslas there are. Luckily the Expo is set onto air and ground, so it's not doing too much damage or any damage onto my Warden as of now. Luckily no boogers have activated the Rage Tower, and I'm feeling pretty confident in getting this Inferno Tower. Yep, so whenever this Rage Tower pops, I'm just going to Ice Block right away. 1, 2, and toss it right onto that Inferno Tower and take out a really nice chunk of the base. It's getting to the 140 mark, so I'm just going to start my hero dive. Let my Warden linger for a bit just to try to get some extra value out of him. But yeah, once he gets pulled by the hero dive, I'm just going to recall him and place him on the other side of the base. And I'm hoping he can just walk up and 1v1 each of the defenses before reaching the monolith. I'm trying to get the king deeper into the base, so yep, he can open up the wall. So I did place a totem just to save his ability for the last second, and it really paid off because now the queen's going to be able to just walk and take out the long shot. And base is looking pretty completed at this point. I guess the warden didn't have to 1v1 the monolith. He has just send the minion prince just to take out this area of the base over here. Don't really mind if the warden gets pulled by the minion prince because there's nothing that can really take him out except for that expo, but I mean, I still have 2 invis spells left. Not too much of the base is left, and his shield wears off, so I'm going to just pop an invis just to guarantee that we don't time fail here. Just going to keep on invising him to make sure he takes out every part of the base that he possibly can. And yeah, we finish off the day with a pretty nice triple. Because we're still in low legends, we're getting a lot of recycled, extremely burnt bases today, which led to this pretty awesome 312. It's kind of weird to think how the one thing that stopped me from the 320 was a freaking single Inferno of all things. Finished today at number 12, 5 spots off from yesterday. And I scroll up and I have absolutely no idea who these 2 people are. I've never seen them or heard of them. But hopefully we're on our way to take back that number 1 spot, which is rightfully ours. God, that was so corny. Oh my